On September 29, 2009, the people of American Samoa woke up to what seemed like an ordinary morning. But beneath the Pacific Ocean, something enormous was happening. A powerful earthquake struck about 120 miles south of Samoa. The earthquake measured approximately magnitude 8.1, and within minutes, the earthquake had displaced the seafloor, generating a tsunami that was heading directly toward the islands. For people living along the coast, there was almost no time to understand what was happening. In some locations, survivors later estimated that only 5 to 10 minutes passed between the end of the earthquake and the arrival of the first wave. The shaking itself was the warning. USGS. Then the ocean began to change. Water rushed away from parts of the shoreline. People looked toward the sea as the coastline suddenly appeared different. And then the first waves arrived. The tsunami struck communities across American Samoa, including the island of Tutuila. At Pago Pago, the run-up reached about 7 meters, or roughly 23 feet. In other parts of American Samoa, the water reached much higher. At Poloa, scientists later measured a run-up of around 12 meters, or about 39 feet. Not-century echo informazi +1. The water rushed inland with enormous force. Cars were swept away. Buildings were flooded or destroyed. Boats were pushed through harbors. Roads and coastal infrastructure were damaged. In some locations, the tsunami traveled hundreds of meters inland, and the destruction wasn't limited to one community. The waves affected American Samoa, Samoa, and Tonga. Across the region, at least 192 people were killed, including 34 in American Samoa. Not-century echo informazi +1. But one detail makes this disaster especially remarkable. The tsunami didn't strike the entire island with equal force. Some areas that faced away from the earthquake were also hit by powerful waves. Scientists later discovered that the shape of the seafloor and coastline had redirected and focused the tsunami's energy. The waves could bend around the island and become concentrated in certain locations. And there was another reason the death toll wasn't even higher. People who recognized the earthquake as a warning immediately moved toward higher ground. Some began evacuating as soon as the shaking stopped. Others fled when they saw the ocean retreat. That decision saved lives. Scientists later concluded that without those evacuations, the number of victims could have been dramatically higher. When the water finally withdrew, American Samoa was left with destroyed homes, damaged roads, wrecked vehicles, and devastated coastal communities. The disaster caused tens of millions of dollars in damage, but it also left behind an important lesson. A tsunami doesn't always give you a long warning. Sometimes the earthquake itself is the warning. If you're near the coast and the ground suddenly shakes violently, waiting for an official announcement could cost valuable time. In 2009, people in American Samoa felt the earthquake,
it is still rising,
and ran for higher ground. The Pacific Ocean had only needed a few minutes to turn a normal morning into one of the deadliest tsunami disasters in American Samoa's history.